Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. That's right. Yes, it's time for yet another episode of Sarcastic Distractions featuring the Gentleman Society of Podcasting. As always, my name is Harvey. This is my heterosexual life mate, David.
Hello.
And the ever-loving AJ.
Hula hoops should be made out of licorice.
They should. I don't know why they're not.
It would be beneficial. You could hula hoop in them, and then you could eat them when you wanted a snack. I mean, they'd be done for. You'd have to go get a new hula hoop after you took a bite.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's how you make the money.
But even if you were a great hula hooper, eventually it's going to hit the ground, and like I guess you could try to catch it. Then,
Well, you can have it in like a tube.
oh, I got
a plastic
you.
casing.
that's not
Okay, that
Okay,
one.
I was going to say, what about the whole idea of
Dave's
like
right.
sweat and stuff?
Dave's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good point.
Actually, yeah. If we put the licorice in the hula hoop tube, you could enjoy it. And the nice thing about it is you could actually just enjoy your treat as you're actually hula hooping.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
There you go. So I didn't even think that far ahead.
Well, this is a sarcastic distraction first. We've literally gotten distracted before we've even announced what we're doing on the episode today.
Well, we're talking about hula hoops, right?
Yeah, hula hoops, that's right.
Yeah.
No age-old profession.
Oh, but you're right. Not licorice wasn't part of the
No, that's true.
conversation.
That's
No.
true. No. Actually, today's topic, outside of hula hoops made of licorice, we're talking about music, but we're talking more specifically music that is, what do I want to say, different than what we usually normally listen to. You know what? This was Dave's idea, so he's going to set things up for us today, and he's
Exciting.
and I was going to talk about. Basically, we're talking about music. Take it away. Dave.
Yeah. No, and that's essentially it. So the idea was really just around a nice laid-back conversation. What's that song from an artist that you surprisingly do enjoy and love?
Yeah.
And really want to try and keep it, and again, we have to build it a bit, because there probably aren't many, though, prove me wrong, of those songs that you just love, but nothing else by that artist.
Oh, yeah.
And then what are some where, I find this always with new artists, they came out and they released that first album, you're like, oh, this is great. And then, nothing else ever clicked in the same way for you at all, And then, of course, we can throw in there, if we get down the path, the great ones and things of that nature, of course.
Sure.
But,
Yeah.
Just a nice general discussion about, hey, what's the songs that you do enjoy and don't always like to admit that you enjoy it, maybe, but really
There's
it's
lots.
that.
I have
beautiful.
lots.
Oh, really, I have to admit, I struggled a bit. I was like, shit, I did find some, so definitely, it was my whole great idea, and I'm like, I really, I struggled.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I'm pretty unabashed with my music. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of being ashamed for some of the choices I have. But there are a few songs that I guarantee I don't necessarily admit to people that I listen to. And they typically will hit on my playlists more often than not. I'm like, yeah, this is good.
How did this go? Oh, it's on random. Totally.
So,
Yeah.
here's one. I'll start really
Yeah,
easy.
sure.
You guys, I'm sure, are aware of it. I think it's an awesome song. I don't think I've ever heard anything else by this band outside of the song. It's that song "How Bizarre" by OMC. I love that song.
How was
Yeah.
And I remember that.
The one hit wonder. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, I probably listen to that song definitely at least once a month, sometimes more.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. It's just a fun, funky little track that gets.
Oh,
me
I
down.
recognize it, but yeah, it's definitely that's a classic one hit wonder.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I have a couple of those on my list too, where it's a song I love. Have I ever even tried to explore and find the album? No.
It's like the same thing. I know nothing about OMC, like nothing at all. I'm not bothered to try to research them. I think I might have heard another song by them at some point. Who knows? But like, I don't care.
I think they had another hit.
Yeah.
Single. Maybe not hit, but single.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That just didn't
fly.
didn't work.
It's a great track though. How Bizarre is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
That's in line with like Mambo Number 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Didn't he pass away though?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, did he? I don't even know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong.
Talk about Lou Bega, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might be wrong though.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong.
Well, either way, I guess it would be.
There's so many.
So many songs.
Yeah, I didn't even think to go down that path because you go. Yeah.
I'm blue. Da,
That was
dee,
good.
da, bo, da.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I hate that
Oh,
song.
yeah.
I hate that song. No.
I was gonna say, yeah, you hate it, but let me see your
Yeah.
Firefly.
I know, yeah. That's probably how they
Well,
do it.
that was one of those ones that not only the song, first of all, our age group, like the watch it now, I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, I know.
Just did not hold up.
Say,
Does
like-
not hold up.
Say that about anything of our youth. It's like, wow, it looked so great when we were young, and now, ooh.
I didn't even think of that one-hit wonder bucket, but yeah, I will admit that 90% of them I love just like everybody else. So
Oh, sure,
not
yeah.
gonna lie.
But it's not like there's other. I feel like there's been bands I've been. I don't want to say challenged where I get excited by them, and then like I'll get their album, and then I'm like, yeah, it's out of these like 3 or 4 songs.
For me, that was Greta Van Fleet.
Oh, really? Wow.
Recently,
Wow.
I really enjoyed their first record. Really enjoyed it. Went and saw them in concert and everything like that. Good show. And then they dropped their latest album, and it's kind of
Not speaking to you.
No,
Doesn't click the same way.
no, it doesn't have that. They had their first album had that kind of Led Zeppelin sort of vibe,
Yeah.
and this one has more of a 70s trip rock kind of
Okay,
thing
they
going
switched it up
on.
a
So
lot.
yeah, they still stuck with
Gotcha.
the same sort of genre or era
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
vibe, but they switched
the sound of it a
the
lot.
sound of it. Yeah, so it's,
Gotcha.
so yeah.
That's fair. I just heard a quick side tangent. I love they've got a version of Adele's "Rolling in the Deep" that's
Oh,
really, really great. Yeah, if you didn't
Cool.
know it was Greta Van Fleet, you probably wouldn't know.
No,
no, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. But that's because he's got that magnificent voice. All right, that's just yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Greta Van Fleet. Well, that's a shocker for me too. I would not expect you to say that. Now I want to go listen to it, see if I agree.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have an artist like that, and some people are surprised when I bring it up, but like Kate Nash and her original album from back in the day, it's like shit. I'm enjoying this. It was a nice, hippity hoppity, but a little bit of that sort of mantra. It was great. Stories always in it.
Yeah.
Never heard of.
Yeah, this was the one I'm thinking of. Goes back to late '90s, early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's long ago. But I always remember thinking, "Oh, this is great." Comes with the new album, like, "Oh yeah, I purchased it properly." Yeah, no. Then she came out with another one. No, nothing.
Yeah.
Just could not get into it.
It's interesting that happens too, because like I was thinking about Nelly Furtado the other day, and I was like, where's she been? Like she was huge.
She did that thing with Timbaland, and then poof.
Yeah, and it's gone, right?
Yeah.
And I watched something on YouTube talking about why she's not in the spotlight anymore. And apparently, like aside from like she's basically focused on being a mom and that kind of life, which
okay.
is awesome. But she has tried to put out albums, and they have like not done well at all.
Wow.
And it's just interesting to know how you go from such like a huge high. Like she was in that Canadian fame mix that was happening at that time, right?
Well, you see it. The big one I always think of, and people make fun of me constantly for it, Hanson. Like,
Oh yeah, sure.
yeah, the original Hanson, all that stuff, and they still, I think they're 3 brothers. I think pretty sure it's 3 brothers
yeah.
are still together as a band.
And they're
Yeah.
good.
They
And
are apparently.
I have to give
really good
they-
now.
Yeah.
They were what
Beyond that umboppy
Yeah.
bullshit.
I
That 12-year-old kind of.
Yeah.
the
Well, that
never
whole record though is like
Yeah.
for 12-year-olds.
I haven't heard the entire record.
It was
I-
made for them, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But
Like,
now-
Closely
They
wasn't
were
gonna
12.
Exactly. Yeah.
they're really talented.
Oh
group
yeah,
of kids,
they
man.
do a version
sure.
of a Blues Brothers song
Okay.
that I love. This they did like 10 years ago, mind you, but still, well after Mbop. And I have to admit, I was like, shit, I actually like that one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's showing some talent, some skill. Like they just sound great. Fuck, Weird Al.
Oh,
did
yeah.
the song with them.
Oh really?
He didn't sing it. I think
Oh.
it was just in the video for fun.
I
Kind of love the Weird Al.
the best.
I love me some Weird Al.
He's the best. I love him so much. Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah, and that's an interesting thing because I know Hanson was a bit of a plague for you in our high school days. Your long hair.
They all
sure.
cut their hair, so that's why I'm growing mine back.
Right,
again.
that's right. But you're right, and look at that. Like Fine Wine, they've aged very well, and they've turned into good
Yeah, they have.
songwriters and musicians.
I
and
don't
such.
truly know all their music. I just know
Sure.
they're still kicking. And I do remember, I saw this video like 10 years ago. And as soon as it was the honor to the Blues Brothers, it's like, okay, +1. I'll give you a huge +1. And he did
Fair
a great
enough.
job.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
One of my favorite albums, Kings of Leon, Only by the Night. Great
Great album.
But then the next few albums were kind of meh.
Yeah.
Their latest one's pretty good.
I would agree with you.
Their
Actually.
latest one is very good, but in between that one, and even their older stuff didn't really
Jive.
grab me
Yeah.
as much as that one. Like I listen to that backwards, forwards, upside down, and inside out, man.
It's a phenomenal.
It doesn't. It does. It's one of those albums that doesn't go on in the middle.
Yeah.
You start from the start and you end at the end.
Oh, wow.
For
yeah,
me,
it's true. Yeah, I was thinking the same about Mumford and Sons. I don't feel like that they had that huge, awesome explosion of a debut, and then
Can only rate so many songs with Hey Ho.
that's true.
I put, in my head, they're a one-hit wonder category too. So
Yeah, they might be.
And again, that's usually what it is. Usually, those bands, unfortunately, are still around in some method or trying to be around, and they can't. Yeah,
It's different. Yeah,
As a musician, though, I find that I'll find a lot of songs that people wouldn't accept because I like to listen to my heavier type sort of shit, and
right.
But I think sometimes it has to do with just the music itself and how well it was put together.
Oh,
Some things are just like,
Arrangements.
you're being lazy now.
Yeah.
That's bad.
yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good point. Something I didn't think of, that, the bands or a band, they hit it off, they get that one big huge, and then they go to try to do the next one, but they're doing it that lazy. Yeah, it'll just come. I'm already a superstar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or they change completely. Like, Royal Blood.
Oh yeah,
Their new record, they were like a heavy duo kind of thing, the first album or two, and then now it sounds like techno pop.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like synth. It left a bad taste in my mouth.
See, and and we talked a little bit about this in one of our previous episodes. I know, so I won't get too hung up on it, but and it's always challenging when a band you do like, they come out with a new sound. You're like, But on the same token, it's sometimes great to hear them do the same sound or do a different version of that sound. I'm not saying that it makes it magic by any stretch.
No. I would agree. A good example, but opposite of opinion, the band Muse. Muse was like hard psychedelic rockers, I'd say. That was kind of their groove. And then they added an electronic element. And I don't know a lot of Muse fans.
That's what this new Royal Blood album sounds like. Is fucking Muse. And I don't like it.
But like for me, I can't speak about the Royal Blood's new album. I haven't heard it yet. I'll definitely give it a check out. But when they shifted over into that sphere, I was digging it. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah. It definitely worked for Muse, but it did not work for these. I don't know, it's songwriting or structure or
something about it.
Somehow Muse captured lightning in a bottle, and these guys
couldn't do it.
At least for me,
in
my opinion, it didn't really
knock it out
or anything. Yeah,
I don't know. Let's check it out.
Yeah, it happens.
An artist that you guys might not know that I'm a big fan of, and it's definitely not made for our generation, would be Billie Eilish.
Billy's eyelash.
Wait, is that the new artist? Yeah. No, I actually have her on my list. I have unexpected favorites.
I think her and her brother are fantastic songwriters for the most part.
That I can agree with.
And
it's the presentation that bothers me.
I love both.
Why does she always have to whisper and be so quiet?
That's kind of
her style.
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
It sounds like she's trying to hide the recording of the album from her parents in a closet or something. It's the same all the time, I guess, is kind of my, I don't know. I feel like she has more chops. I would like to see more. Now, I'm not saying the songs that have been hits shouldn't have been hits by any stretch, because of her brother there, Phineas. He's a great producer. Because some of the stuff's just so simple but so catchy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Bad Guy.
It's
so simple, though.
For sure.
Very simple song structure and instrumentation.
It's the mix.
So fucking catchy.
Oh, for sure. Or You Should See Me in a Crown, which is like this popped up goth song.
Yeah, see, I was about to say, I actually disagree. I think she does mix it up. Don't get me wrong. There are sounds. Her sound is somewhat consistent. Like she's not all over the place, and nobody wants an artist necessarily like that. But I actually thought, she does mix it up a bit. Yeah, but. It's why I love these conversations.
I know.
It's okay, AJ. You just accept you're wrong, and it's fine.
But to be fair, I thought...
You're allowed to have an opinion, but your opinion's wrong.
I honestly thought she was going to be like a one-album kind of wonder for me, but then I started to hear her new music, and I'm really digging it. Like, she seems to be going from strength to strength, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things that I truly do enjoy the sound. It's not just me, trying to, buddy up with my daughter and who loves it.
It's got a cool, creepy kind of vibe. Yeah. Her new song is not that bad.
Yeah, that's nice.
I can't remember what it's
called. It's a little bit more produced. little bit more polished. Yeah. I think.
Somebody gave her money. That's why.
Well, exactly.
Well,
she had
earned
money
it
when she did the first record.
That's
right?
true.
She has earned it.
She's earned it. It's all I say. And hey, on sort of that front, and again, I'll jump a little bit into that. A song I'm embarrassed to say I enjoy.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Of course, it's by this fellow. You may have heard him, Justin Bieber.
Yes. Your fellow Stratfordian.
Yeah, he's
right?
from Stratfordian. Yeah, I was born there, just like him. Him and I, we're like this together.
So tight. Well, he's going to come on the show one day, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
His song "Lonely," like I have to admit.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just I don't like Justin Bieber because it's Justin Bieber. Nothing's ever stuck with me. I've never really enjoyed any of it. Yeah. But I got to give credit. Like it just, and again, it's not his normal sound, so it's an example to an extent of him going out of it because it's just I can picture it, and every time it comes on, it's just one of those sit back and just fucking shit, man.
I'm very much appreciating his new singles. You got the yummy. I don't know. It's just
you like that song?
It's catchy.
Oh, yeah, that one
it's catchy.
It's definitely not for me.
It's not for me either. But I will give this.
But hey, there you go. Yeah, but
I get it though.
If you're driving to it, then there
it
you
works.
go, right? Yeah, it works. Yeah. I mean, I can't. You can't hate on him anymore. He's you might have caught him as a flash in the pan after like one song or whatever, but he's had a career now, and yeah, he is a very talented songwriter. Maybe he doesn't write all the music for me, but he's earned his fan base, and I would agree. I do catch myself from time to time some of his songs. Like, yeah, that's a good tune. Good
this
job.
is the only one for me so far, but I won't knock him. No, because again, him and I hang out.
Yeah, for sure.
We're both from Stratford,
and you're gonna have to obviously razz him. You can't like tell him all the songs are good. Right?
Oh God, no, we're long ago buddies for sure.
I can say that I definitely groove on the other Justin, the Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah,
I like the Justin Timberlake. I have a lot of respect for his stuff, especially his new stuff. His new record was very good.
I don't believe I've heard his latest, in all honesty.
I've heard a couple of tracks.
It's quite good. There's a song called "Man of the Woods" that again is very, very simple. The instrumentation very simple, but very catchy.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. I will.
And he does a really good song with Chris Stapleton.
Oh, right on.
He does that song "Tennessee Whiskey." You've probably heard it.
He's
a country feller.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm not by any means into the country, but I can dig on this Chris Stapleton feller.
Oh, nice.
Right, cool.
It's pretty good.
Right on.
That one I'll have to check out.
Feels
too.
like real country as opposed to the cookie cutter pop country that's out there.
I wish
your Taylor Swifts and Jason Aldeans and
I didn't know that name.
No,
but what I love
in a country band, I unfortunately know these things.
Oh boy,
yeah,
that's what we're gonna talk about.
But what I always loved about things like that, though, is we'll go like I'm not a huge country fan either. I'm always country it just sounds all the same. You get a huge country fan looking at our heavier rock things, and you're going, oh, it all just sounds the same.
Fair enough.
That's what I love about us as people. I love that about us.
I know. And music's one of those things where it's a part of our identity. Right, like what we like and what we appreciate is like it's how we identify with people, right? It's like, oh yeah, you're a fan of blah, oh me too, and then your buddies again.
Oh yeah, and the beautiful thing I love about it, and again going completely off topic, but F it, is just that I listen to my daughter, listen to her music, and like 90% of it, I'm like, okay, sure. I have no idea who it is, what they're doing. And then every so often she'll play one of my huge favorites and she'll be singing along. I'll be like, she's my daughter. Okay, good. I've got a decent job.
Good dadding right there. I love it. Yeah, that is cool, man. That's cool.
Like a Dr. Hook song or something will come on. I'm like, oh, thank God she does no good music.
But see, that would be if she was sitting here, she'd probably say that was her song that she'd be embarrassed to tell her friends that she likes to listen to.
I never even thought of that.
She loves listening to the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Right?
She's not going to tell her friends that. They probably don't know what the Rolling Stone is.
Or Sylvia's mother.
Definitely.
Sylvia's mother.
Sylvia.
Carry Me, Carrie.
Yeah,
oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. They're all great. All great. But
if you don't know who Dr. Hook is,
and
you think of yourself as like a classic music fan, you don't know. Go listen to Dr. Hook.
Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show.
Yes. Fantastic. Old school storytelling band, right?
And they were great.
So great, so great. The emotional highs. Oh man, I'll never be embarrassed about loving those guys.
No,
I was going to say, well, off topic. Everything we do is off topic, but I love the opportunity when you get to introduce bands like that to people. Like, it's one thing to get like a new band. That's really cool. Like, I'll talk about a band that I was introduced to, which is awesome. But when I got to introduce Dr. Hook to friends that have never heard it before, but they love like old 70s music.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, wow.
gotcha.
And yeah, and they were like, "Oh, this is really awesome!" Like,
Wow.
yeah, I don't know, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I don't know. Got to give a +1 to it for sure.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No.
yeah. What else? What other bands we want to talk about?
Well, again, I guess we can get out there. Yeah. So another one for me, as far as the one-off, are things like the Paramore, Still Into
oh
You.
yeah,
Like,
Paramore.
yeah, because they had that band had one style, then they switched it to more of a poppy.
Yep.
That's the version I'm more speaking to.
Sure.
And they came with this new song. I thought, oh, you know what? Shit, I think I was wrong. I think this poppy sound may work.
Wow.
And then I heard more songs. I was like, no, unfortunately for me, it's I will give a +1, but I can't do much more.
Can't say I've ever been a huge Paramore fan.
Yeah. I really enjoy.
There's the one song that gets stuck in my head. What is it? Misery Business.
Oh yeah.
It gets stuck in my head, but I don't know if I enjoy it.
It's just stuck.
It's one of those earworms. It's just the riff gets stuck in your brain.
Well, here's when I might get in trouble for that. It's somewhat similar because it's a remake of Hallelujah. So, of course,
Oh, yeah.
it's been done many times. Jeff Buckley.
I
Oh,
love me some Jeff
Mhm.
Buckley.
So I love his Hallelujah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It
It's
is
a
great.
amazing,
It
amazing
is
song.
wonderful. But I do not like anything else. And again, he only has the
What?
one album because he had the whole passing away thing.
He's got,
But
he's got a couple.
does he?
Yeah,
No, I think
he's
I've
got a
only
couple.
heard the one with Hallelujah on it. So maybe that's what I need to explore a bit more then. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. You don't
Yeah.
like any of the other stuff? Oh,
None, and maybe
Huh.
don't like is maybe too strong, but
Yeah.
none of them. No,
yeah.
nothing. Hallelujah
Wow.
comes on. I'm like, fucking yeah, you got this, man. You got this. I want to hear more. And then I'd be like, oh wait, I have heard more.
What about his guest appearance in Roadhouse?
That was Jeff Healy.
Oh, Jeff Healy. Sorry.
Okay, I was saying, wait a
That
minute,
was
we're
Jeff
talking about
Healy.
different people.
No,
here.
Jeff
Like,
Healy.
wrong
We would be fighting if.
yeah,
you
no,
said
Jeff
right.
Healy.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
I really only know him from Roadhouse. Don't hurt me.
Oh man, I love me some Jeff Healy too.
Yeah, me too, actually. Big fan. But no, my bad. I apologize.
But yeah, Jeff Buckley. It was a big tragedy thing.
Yeah,
Got drunk, drowned in a pool.
Yeah, I didn't know he was drunk, but I did hear about the pool thing or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, yeah, it's that part again. One way or the other. It was just even when I originally heard this song, it's like, oh, I really got to explore it more.
There is something about that song that
He
that
hits
version
just-
of that
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Leonard Cohen's great, and he's
Oh yeah.
but the way Jeff Buckley does it's just like, oh,
Oh yeah,
know.
it almost even brings a little tear down your cheek. Sometimes.
Nothing against, because I love Leonard Cohen, but I would equate him to like he's Canada's Bob Dylan. Right?
Or Tom Waits.
Or Tom Waits, yeah, where it's the
Yeah.
idea of where you're
Tom Waits.
amazing songwriter, and yeah, they definitely can perform, but might find some artists that can do their songs better. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and again, whenever you get those remakes, I always try not to say better unless it truly is just like, okay, the original
Fair,
effing
fair.
blur, this is amazing. It's really just that they hit the groove, and I think that sounded like almost what you were getting to a little bit. It's just the song is this groove. In the original, they did a good job, and then this person comes in and just they got it perfect.
They
like
nailed
just
it,
that.
yeah.
Talk about Bob Dylan. I would say Jimi Hendrix's version of All Along the Watchtower is much more superior than his version.
Yeah, I'd probably agree.
Because
Yeah,
again, that would be why.
for sure.
Because there was something there that should have been that wasn't, but it is in
Yeah,
the
and
Jimi
that's-
Hendrix version, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Well, and it's hurt by what's his name?
Cash and
Cash, the Cash version.
Nine Inch Nails,
Yeah. Like
Mhm.
I don't get me wrong, love the original.
for sure.
Yeah, but when Cash version,
I think it's where it's coming from in that
Oh, yeah.
specific case. Like you can just imagine Johnny Cash how he felt after
Oh.
his wife died,
Absolutely.
and that's when he records that song.
Yeah.
Right. Just like, oh,
Well, and even
Yeah.
Trent has gone on record saying, like, when he was first asked, he just dismissed it, didn't think anything of it, and then he heard it. It's like, that's not my song.
like don't get me wrong. He did a great cover of Rusty Cage, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
was no
listen to-
comparison to her.
It was
Yeah.
a much more subdued version, which it's cool, but it's just it's like it's a different version, if you will. It's like almost like an acoustic version.
You could hear the hurt.
Yeah, you
You
could.
could hear the pain in
You can hear it
in
now.
his voice.
Yeah.
just hearing him singing. It's
Right?
like, oh my god,
you
yeah.
can hear the pain in his voice with that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a different song under Cash than it is.
Mhm.
Like it's not.
Mhm.
The
It
Nails
is and it
version
isn't.
has a bit of a vindictiveness
Yeah,
to it.
anger.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you
Good
feel
point,
it.
good
Yeah,
point.
whereas you don't feel that. in
Cash is
version.
all-
No, it's coming from a different place for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, which is
For sure.
that's
it's coming from
pretty cool.
sorrow versus anger, right?
Right.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just
Yeah.
amazing.
By the way, I like nothing else by Johnny Cash. Just kidding.
I would say,
just kidding. I don't think there's a Johnny Cash song I don't like.
So yeah, now when I say country music, that's what country music is to me. Now, and I can listen to Johnny, Willie,
But-
Waylon, all those
The
guys.
classic
Like,
country.
Dave and I have
Yeah.
talked about this. We think Cash and maybe those others transcend country because they're no longer like they've done so much work in other avenues, whether that be gospel or whether that be rock or whatever they've done. Like, can you really call Johnny Cash a country artist anymore?
yeah,
Think so?
It's
yeah.
classic.
I think
classic country.
I think
Maybe, yeah.
what the difference is the subject matter of the storytelling.
Okay.
Because you have all these new country guys now that are singing about their pickup trucks and drinking beers on the beach with girls in bikinis, and nobody gives a fuck to hear about that unless that's what you're doing.
Well, maybe we need
But to hear an
experience
actual
this.
story,
Maybe we need to do that and listen.
right?
Yeah.
but to hear an actual story of somebody traveling or like On the Road Again,
Yeah.
it's a great song,
It
Yeah.
is.
right?
It's a good track. Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a different type of storytelling, right? It's like if you were to speak to a literary scholar, it would be like Shakespeare versus a comic book, almost, right?
Yeah, actually, no. That's a.
You know what I'm trying to say?
You know what? I
Good
actually
analogy.
like how you've done that because in your comparison, Shakespeare versus the comic book, that brings in and we were talking about earlier, the fun about genres of music. Where to you, one of those is great,
Good point.
but to the other person, they think the other one is great
Yeah.
because you are who you are.
It's true.
The important thing, and I say important, but everybody, there's always going to be stuff in sounds you don't like. It's true, and sometimes that'll fall into genres. That's true too. But you try to mix it up. All right, yeah, fine. Put on your country, radio station. That's a thing you turn on in your car when you're driving, and you listen. Or and again, I have to admit, I do my best, and it's not an always thing. But doing dishes things, I'll put on the CBC radio too.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure, a lot of the stuff they play, I have no idea what it is.
It's a lot of more folky music kind of going on the CBC radio.
I believe that nowadays they have broadened that out quite a bit. They have. It is quite a bit.
I haven't listened in years.
Yeah. They've done a fairly good job of trying to actually keep that wide open spectrum.
Nice.
Where everyone talks like this. Hi.
Yes,
No, that's
Welcome to the CBC One radio show.
That's CBC One. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On CBC Two. On
CBC Two's like, hi everybody, welcome to CBC Two.
Not quite that rough. No, it's more of a hi. This is CBC Two. It's nighttime, and I'm just thinking that no, it's something like
Yeah.
I just remember that's the one it must have been CBC One my parents listened to.
Okay.
Well, for news and stuff.
And now we're going to hear a radio play about apples.
That may have been the old school CBC too, because again, I grew up on that back, and that's what I listened to. Nowadays, and I always like that about CBC. But again, is that CBC One is to me that classic, constant talk, chat, that sort of thing. Where the two is no, they dive into the music, and you leave it on, and you hear the variety.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know what's really sad? I shouldn't say sad because everybody's different. I don't want to sit there and say sad, but I'm always
Baby sloths crying.
That would actually, yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
just gotta
I
feed
thought
them.
this was a
Please.
guessing game. You asked a
Oh,
question.
My guess, my question was rhetorical, but by all
Oh,
means, please
okay.
answer anyway. People that only listen to one genre of music, you know what I mean? Like I have friends that will only listen to heavy metal, like that's all they listen to, and you'll try to bring something into their sphere of whatever, and like
For some reason, I find that it's a lot of the heavy metal type people, and I would say more outside of like people who listen to classical music. A lot of like older people, they just listen to classical music, but within the popular music spectrum, because I guess classical I wouldn't be considered
There's the new classical.
popular though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
talking,
not pop.
I'm talking
no.
like symphony music
Sure,
and shit.
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not. That's not what's selling records, right? For a record company,
Well, not at the same level.
is anything
Um,
selling records these days?
right?
Hey, records are trying to.
That's
make
not.
it
That's
happen.
not what. That's
true,
not
yeah.
what's getting the streams on the Spotify's.
Probably not.
There
no.
you go.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, heavy. Got distracted.
Oh, yeah.
People who listen, who are like right into heavy metal, it seems like you're saying, that's what they're. That's you find, and I find that with hip hop as well.
And I go back to the 90s, same with grunge. I don't listen to rap. I am a.
I
no.
guess maybe I'm different.
No, people, and there are, and I grew out of
I
it.
had my Naughty by Nature tape.
Yeah, no, I have to admit, like, and I
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, but it's never that thing that I can remember this as a teenager admitting to.
Oh, you and I didn't tell people we listened to Michael Jackson.
No.
I remember that. No,
Yeah.
we wouldn't. No,
Even though that's basically how we met,
I
was
know.
dancing
It's
on
Michael
the
Jackson.
freaking wall outside the apartment. But anyway,
Sure, yeah.
What? I bet you had a New Kids on the Block tape.
no, actually, that was my
Did I?
sister.
My brother did. Yeah, I did not. I had a Vanilla Ice tape. I'll give you that.
Oh, I
for
had
sure.
both.
but I did not. My brother had New
I had
Kids on
actually,
the Block.
I had the first 3.
Oh,
Vanilla
nice.
Ice. I had the
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I had the Ice Ice Baby, which was To the Extreme.
Yeah.
I had Extremely Live,
Wow.
which was a live show, and then I can't remember what this
A live show on a cassette tape?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit, I did not know those existed.
And then I had another one after he changed his whole persona around.
Oh, gotcha.
The rock version?
No. This was before that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. He was like a Rasta guy, and the big hit on the album was called "Roll It Up," and it was about smoking weed.
You don't say.
Nice.
Yeah, it was all about smoking weed. And that entire album was about smoking weed. And remember the video? He had like a pimp cane and dreads. Oh yeah, this was way before the.
I need to Google it.
I need to
What
see
was
this.
it called? Too Cold or whatever when he did the rock version of. Because he was trying to cash in on Korn.
Yes, that's right.
All
yeah.
those guys,
The
the
new metal.
Limpity Biscuits.
Yeah.
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 Oh, Limp Bizkit.
Oh, Limp
I probably
Bizkit.
should have had that on my list.
Actually,
Yeah.
they're now
There's
on
a
the list.
band. Well, see, I got to be honest though, because again, I couldn't think of any band artists where I loved them, liked them, and then have fallen out.
I got one.
Okay, we'll let you go in a
I
second.
got-
But Limp
I got a couple.
Bizkit is probably one of the closest. But I will admit that comes on
Yeah.
the music. I will still sing along bop to. I won't turn it on in the same way anymore. But it's one of those things that the timing was perfect. Teenage
Yep.
running around, and the songs come on, and yeah,
I won't turn it off if it comes on.
No, I would turn it
I
on.
enjoy things off the first 3 records, I would say.
I can't
Anything
even
after
believe
the first 3 records.
Wait a second.
Then no.
Limp Bizkit made more than one record.
Oh yeah, they've made
Holy
like 7
smokes!
guys.
Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. What
It's-
more could you say?
It's not just all for the nookie.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Got to
yeah.
break stuff on too. Like what?
Hey, I love that song.
I know.
I very much appreciate their first record. Though,
Yeah, no,
personally.
I do.
I really actually like their. I'm
Yeah, no,
probably
like,
gonna listen to
I
that
still
later.
enjoy
actually.
it.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, credit to Fred Durst. He was a fantastic producer. Like, he did a lot of good work.
Production. I found he recycled his lyrics.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, I found that.
I was
it
thinking
got
on other
to a
people's
point-
stuff because he did that well before.
He's
he,
a great director.
Yeah, he did a lot of other people's work before he ever did Limp Bizkit, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong then. Okay.
I think they were one of those underground type bands until the whole Korn scene came out, and then they did. It was probably like the Family Values tour, one of the first ones when they first got noticed.
Oh wow. Okay.
And the
Yeah.
first record's great,
Glued up.
and if you listen to the lyrics going on through the next 2 records, they're just shit that's recycled from the first.
Okay. Well, that might also explain why they're not really around. No. So.
Yeah, they had an album back in mid 2000s or something that was eh.
It's all right. Yeah.
It was It was called Golden Cobra or Gold Cobra or some shit. Yeah,
Wow.
they really leaned into the hip hop thing on that one.
Guess they did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was eh.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
eh.
I have to admit, off the top of my head, I don't have any recollections here.
But it was kind of
No,
the
I didn't
same. You know, it was kind of that bow down, dick it down, bow
Yeah.
dick it down, bow
Well-
down, dick it down. What? Kinda-
Once they
yeah.
figured out their lane, they never bothered to try to get out of
No.
it. Why would they? That was a cash cow, man. Like,
That's
It
true.
was
We were
money.
talking earlier about the switching in sounds and stuff, and there's an example of the opposite where you never switch the sound. It's just
Yeah.
the same thing. Our Canadian boys out west,
Nickelback.
Nickelback.
That's the band.
Well, I've never liked them though.
So I did. I loved that Curb album.
I'm with
Oh.
you. I'm with you.
I
on this
loved.
one.
Oh man, Leader of Men was a great
No.
song. Shut up.
Sorry,
Never.
sorry.
Not even.
I can't say I like Nickelback, but there is one song that I really like.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
What song is that?
Side of a Bullet.
Because of Dimebag.
It was written for, and the solo in it is snippets from outtakes of actual Dimebag solos,
Which is cool.
so they cut it all together and made a new
That's
solo.
neat, yeah.
So that's the
Interesting.
only reason.
So I did like the album Curb, which is their first debut record,
Hmm.
and it was before Silver Side Up. So I had only heard Leader of Men somehow, some way. I heard it, and I was like, "Oh, this is good stuff." You know, it's really awesome. And the album kind of sat with me at the time. And then Silver Side Up came out, and everyone became a Nickelback fan, and like each passing hearing of the song, I became less and less and less of a fan of all of the music on that album.
Shit.
To the point where like, yeah, no, you can't. And then pretty much everything that they brought out since then, I'm like, I don't how. It sounds exactly like the other songs you guys did. Hey, I want to be a rock star.
Yeah.
I enjoy when bands, and you could say I'm biased, but I don't think I am. Bands like the Foo Fighters do things like they'll change certain aspects of what they're doing, but there's still an air of familiarity.
Yeah.
You'll get crazy choruses that are different from, or verses that are different from the last album. But then when it comes to the chorus, it's like, oh yeah, that's the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Right? And then they kind of switch it up a little bit. And oh yeah, that's the Foo Fighters. So you kind of have that air of familiarity with them still trying to do something new. And it's almost, for a fan anyway, it's I'd find it to be more accepted.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you want to alienate your fans, right? I mean, you don't want to do a Kiss, right? You just we're not going to wear makeup and we're going to do pop music now. What? That's not
right.
You know, like, I mean,
as long as you're open about that jump, I'm not again, I may not be a fan of that particular album or your new sound. I've talked about a few already, but it's I think it's one of those I can also understand wanting to try as long as you're honest about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the big thing. As long as
I
you're
think
saying,
that was something the Foo Fighters did because they, you know, they always go on records. Oh, this is different. This is going to be different.
They're
it's
upfront.
It's not a Foo Fighters record that you expect.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember hearing it for the first time, going, you know what? I could see them losing a lot of fans over this record. The most recent one they put out,
Medicine Midnight.
Yeah, I could see them losing a lot of their fan base, but gaining
others
probably just as much because of that difference. It's got more of an 80s kind of dancey vibe to it, which isn't the Foo Fighters, but there's still something familiar. It's still Foo Fighters,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
well, it's like me with Aerosmith. I love, you call out an Aerosmith album, I like it, I love it.
For me, Aerosmith is a happy thing up until a certain point when what's his name, Jim Steinman, started writing all their songs, and then all their songs started sounding like Meatloaf and Celine Dion.
When was
see, I have to admit, I love Meatloaf.
Yeah.
The fellow that passed away recently. I know who you're speaking of. I can't think of his name.
He ended up writing a bunch of their songs after they stopped writing.
Yeah,
Aerosmith stopped writing around the time that I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Oh,
just before that, they stopped writing.
Really?
And then they were doing other people's material.
It's actually
not
funny.
covers.
I don't know. Well, no,
like,
I gotcha.
It's basically out of a catalog from your freaking record
company.
Right,
of course.
But yeah, I started noticing because Steinman. If you listen to Celine Dion and Meatloaf, now don't get me wrong, Meatloaf's great.
Yeah,
love the Meatloaf.
Yeah. Well, Bad Hell 1 and 2. The third one he did on his own.
But that's Meatloaf,
true,
right? Like,
oh God, yeah.
That's Meatloaf. That's Celine Dion. That's kind of the sound you come to expect when you hear those artists. When I think Aerosmith, I think Love in an Elevator or Janie's Got a Gun or
Jesus Got One.
Yeah.
And I will be honest that
Dream On, that kind of,
I love the older, basically, the early 90s and back are probably my fave, certainly. But I also like, I have to admit, I can't remember the last time they came out with something new, 10 years ago now. Maybe even longer.
There's something they did, Honkin' on Bobo, and then there was an album.
That one I enjoyed.
That was a great record. That was
wonderful
because that
totally
was more
mixed.
Blues kind of. Loved it.
So good. Yeah. And now, speaking of departs, I mean, like, Aerosmith's always had kind of like a blues tinge to the music.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we'd say that.
Yeah.
But to do a straight blues record,
I liked it.
Oh, it was so good.
I enjoyed that for sure.
And they were very unapologetic about it.
But that was quite a while ago.
That was. But I think there was one album after that.
And then that's when I feel like it started to become that cookie cutter pop rock sort of thing, right? Where once it was rock and roll, and there's a line you cross where it's not rock and roll anymore.
It's poppy rock. I like that. I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll have to go find one of the recent to make sure I'm not lying, but I still put them in my heart of hearts. No, Aerosmith all the way.
But
well, I mean,
I know people who stuck with Metallica after the one horrible record they put out.
Only one?
Saint Anger was despicable. It was a despicable
I
record.
Mean,
it was a horrible, horrible record. Everything up until that was fantastic. And then they did that.
Was that, wait. Was Load 1 and 2 before that?
Yes. And in my opinion, I think those are great records. They're not metal records.
Great. They're not horrible. They're
Better than it sounding like they recorded in a hallway hitting a trash can for drums.
What about like Death Magnetica? Do you think that was a good album?
That's when they started to try to get back to the old kind of thing, and
So
I don't know. I think they're old now.
I know. Like
They're
I don't
just
want to.
old
I don't want to
now.
shit on Metallica because I mean they've earned their royalty. Like I know people will sit there and say they should never have gone.
But
the
don't be
mainstream route,
lazy.
blah, blah, blah. But that's the thing. So I don't even know when this was done.
This is like
but
complaining about AC/DC. Sorry.
Don't you dare knock on AC/DC. Okay.
Hey, they admit to being lazy.
That's right.
They only know 5 chords. Man.
With that band, what were we talking about?
Metallica.
Yeah. I was hearing their cover of that. I don't know the name of the song. It was off the yeah, from the Billy Madison or no, Happy Gilmore. The end there when he's playing the song, "Old Days Are Gone" or something like that.
Oh, Tuesday's Gone.
Thank you. It's the laziest fucking rendition of that song I've ever heard.
I think it's great. It's got Les Claypool from Primus.
I know, but like I'm
Pepper
hearing
Keenan. It's got the harmonica guy from Blues Traveler.
it just doesn't sound like
Now I wanna
it
hear
should
this.
be awesome. It should be, but when I hear it, it does
I
not
like it.
sound great.
I like it.
I'm gonna have to look this one up.
And I know maybe
But
that's what
when
they're
they were
going for.
still good, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, I feel like Metallica's earned their respect, but I mean, I can see why people have fallen off.
Oh, I used to be a
bandwagon.
huge Metallica fan. Huge
Yeah.
Metallica
See,
fan.
Being,
And then Saint Anger happened.
yeah,
and
well, Saint Anger's a joke, but
I don't want to talk about it.
see, that's. I mean, my favorite band being Nine Inch Nails. I like to say they don't have a bad record, which is pretty phenomenal. They're
Yeah,
literally-
I think I'm going, but yeah, you're not. I
And
can't.
I mean, it's all subjective, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're another great example of changing their sound, but
Right.
in a method that, yeah, they stretch out. And certainly there are people that probably maybe have left with some of the new sounds, and that's fine. Everybody make their choice. But they're still nin. Yeah.
Well, their goal, I think, and I mean, I can't say this for sure because I'm not them, but I think their goal is to very similar to the Foo Fighters, where they want to create a sense of familiarity, but they also they really want to make you think outside whatever the box you think Nine Inch Nails is.
For
So
some
they'll do
reason,
that.
I feel like there's something missing with new Nine Inch Nails.
You're talking the last 3 albums that came out like 3 years ago ish.
Starting with, it might have been With Teeth.
Okay.
When they started playing more of their shit on the radio,
Mm.
when it became more radio-friendly music, like Downward Spiral has this grunge
Yeah.
vibe
Yeah. Oh,
to
yeah.
it. There's something about the
Yes.
Downward Spiral, and that's what made them popular, really. Don't get
Yeah,
me
like
wrong.
they
Pretty Hate Machine's
exploded.
a phenomenal fucking record.
Yeah, they definitely were becoming popular, but you're right. I mean,
That's where they exploded, was
for sure.
with
Downward.
and
Yeah.
Further Down.
Yeah. I would
Um,
say, yeah.
and then his soundtrack work. But then there's something about the newer stuff that I feel there's something that he captured in Downward
Mm.
that isn't there anymore.
That's interesting you say that.
And now, unfortunately, could it be the lack of drinking and drugs?
I disagree.
Just
Because
like
like,
Metallica? Metallica
Yeah.
has their alcoholics, and then all of a sudden everybody stops drinking and Saint Anger happens.
but here's the thing. I mean, I know it's
And it's shitty to say.
well, I disagree. And my thing is, I think with Teeth especially, was a tremendous record. Yeah, it did become more mainstream, if you will, but I don't
Mhm.
think that was by design. I think that was just a
It just caught.
yeah. And I mean, yeah, it probably helped that he had Dave Grohl do a bunch of drumming, and he did a lot of work with other people that kind of brought them to the mainstream. But I felt like it was a good shift from what Nine Inch Nails was, if you will, with Downward Spiral, and then kind of the trickled soundtrack stuff. But then he had his his magnum opus in the Fragile, which I mean, it's just an amazing record. So then we shift into with Teeth, which had this kind of like more digital kind of vibe to it. I think that's what they're trying to go for. And then since then they've been trying to do little bits. For me, it doesn't sound like they're necessarily missing anything, but I could see why people feel like, yeah, maybe he'd be better if he was on the drugs.
And that was Why I'd Blow Trent Reznor by Chris Harvey.
That's right. That is why.
We have to admit, the best song he ever did was with Bowie. So we can stop talking now.
I mean, that's
Wonderful song.
No, that's amazing. And, man, I'm glad we got to see that.
I too am afraid of Americans.
Oh,
Sure am. Afraid of America.
I'm actually. Wow, we've gone from like here over to
there.
here. I'm very glad we saw Nine Inch Nails when we did, even though we paid what we did.
Sure.
But even more so than that, I'm very glad that I got to see Street Sweeper Social Club with Tom Morello
And Boots. And Boots.
Wow.
Man, that was
It's just the two of them too.
No. It
was
a 4-piece.
It was a 4-piece. My bad.
But it was It was quite the. Tom Morello is a very engaging guitar player.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Very.
I mean, both of them really held that show, but he was so prominent in it. And it was an afternoon show, so like, what that's like, right? Yeah. And for them to just be drawing the crowd in,
it
was something else. It was, and
nice.
then they're not even doing Rage music. Like, it's not Rage.
It was all their own.
Super
It was all original stuff.
Oh man,
Nice.
It was wonderful.
I lost it when Promenade. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Came on.
Yeah.
Wow. It's such a good.
That's
show.
one of my favorite tunes of theirs. Is Promenade for sure.
So are they even around? No, they're doing that stuff. Yeah,
because Rage is a thing again.
Right. Makes sense. It's real.
I mean, Rage has always been a thing.
Yeah.
But Rage Against the Machine is a thing again.
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
That was a really good show. But again, I think when it comes to music, I mean, it's always going to be subjective. What are you guys' thoughts on guys like Ben Harper?
Love them.
Yeah.
Love the Ben Harper and Jack Johnson.
Yeah. I feel like I don't want to say this, but I feel like Jack Johnson kind of sold out a little bit. I'm not trying to be in terms of
I
their
haven't
careers.
heard much of his stuff lately.
Actually, neither have I. I can't say that.
Can you say he sold? I don't know. It's hard to say because I think of his business practice too, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to say he sold out when you're off the grid. Your recording studio uses no electricity whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right. Good point. I mean, I guess just for me, like I've been a huge Ben Harper fan for I don't even know how long now, and I know they're friends, and that's kind of how they sort of came up together.
Right.
And I remember hearing that Jack Johnson was like this old surfer dude who used to do all this punk music and stuff like that, and then he turned into this kind of soft spoken lyricist, and I was like, oh, that's really weird. And I heard some of his punk stuff. I'm like, well, it's okay, but I kind of get why he went on to do what he did.
Yeah.
Whereas when I look at Ben Harper, I think of like his career. Yeah, he's got a couple of really great radio songs. He's got probably about 4 or 5, but like his deep cut stuff is like, it's just amazing. Like songs like Picture of Jesus is just, it's just a wow. Just some of the stuff that he does is just.
I have to check some of that out because I have to admit I'm aware, but not. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
people that I fell off the bandwagon. Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, me too. Actually, yeah.
Lenny Kravitz. I fell off the bandwagon in the early '90s, late '90s, early 2000 when he did the "I Want to Fly Away" song.
Oh yeah.
How many things can we rhyme with one word?
Yeah. That was not my favorite song by him.
I don't know.
That whole record was kind of meh.
I don't know if I ever heard that.
Everything before that.
Was Fly the one with his cover of Guess Who's American Woman?
Yeah, that was bad.
Wasn't
that was almost bad as Madonna's?
Yeah, I liked his cover.
No, she did American Pie.
I didn't mind his.
That was almost as bad as American Pie by Madonna. So.
Oh yeah. I didn't mind his cover. I mean, it's not as good as the original.
No, but it was a fun '90s.
Maybe I've heard. Maybe it was one of those overplayed.
Oh, it
things,
was.
And that's why I don't want to. I don't know.
I actually haven't heard it in a long time, but I do remember. Yeah, like always on.
But that was around the same time.
Yeah,
for sure, definitely.
Oh, very
good point. Yeah,
but his early stuff is just fucking amazing.
Same with Seal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you go and listen to his early stuff, he was a renegade when it came to music.
And then he peaked at Kiss from a Rose, and then where is he now?
I remember Kiss from a Rose.
And then Heidi Klum left him, and he's now dust.
I don't know if he's not dust. He's a nice gentleman, I'm sure. But
But
I honestly
you're
do
right.
not know.
he has nothing
That's
now.
true. That's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Kiss from a Rose ran its course.
He
And
probably
Heidi
has
Klum
got
left him.
He's probably got his royalties, and he's probably getting a lot of money every time Batman Forever
But
comes
when
on.
was the last time?
Every
you
time
heard that
Batman
song?
Forever comes on, oy vey.
What was the last time? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Every time you bring it up on Crave,
Nah.
please play the movie. Please play the movie.
Hello, I'd really like to see this.
I need some craft dinner now, please. Please. Please, Mr. AM radio station, play my song.
Oh gosh. Oh,
Well,
man.
somebody that actually, like, I went through that, and we've kind of already touched on it, like Alanis Morissette.
Oh yes.
So the original one from the 90s, of
Yeah.
course, loved it like everybody. And then she started completely doing different stuff. Nah, not a fan
Yeah.
anymore, not a fan anymore. But her most recent album, I love it.
I gotta hear it.
She's still poppy-ish,
Sure.
but she's brought, in my opinion, brought back some of that rock sound a little bit. And yeah, I got to give a +1 to it.
Can't say I've ever enjoyed her.
Really?
That's okay.
Well, that's okay.
In Dogma, I enjoyed her. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I can't say I've ever enjoyed her music.
Okay. Well,
Her original, well, I shouldn't say original, her original 90s album, not the one beforehand that everybody talks
Oh,
about.
are we
yeah.
talking about Alanis? The one where she was just
Right.
credited as Alanis?
Yeah,
Or
not
just
that
trying
one.
to do like the Tiffany thing?
Yeah,
still
not that
dating
one.
Dave Coulier at the time, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
probably.
yeah, maybe. Who knows? Yeah,
Cut
but,
it out. Come
yeah.
on.
Well, interesting thing. I probably because we grew up together. I'm a huge fan of Atlantis, and I think Jagged Little Pill is a wonderful record.
Yes.
It's and I would agree with Alan Cross. Shout out to him. If you don't watch Alan Cross,
Or listen to,
Listen
or
to
whatever,
you.
or read.
just go pay attention to him. He's amazing.
Yes.
I would agree with him, and he
Agreed.
Jagged Little Pill might be the most quintessential album of the '90s. Because if you think of where the trajectory where things went, that album came out just right at the tail end of the '90s, and it was kind of brought like that weird. Because I mean, you ought to know.
Was
how
it
that
tail end? It wasn't tail end.
Yeah.
Either way.
Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways,
Maybe for
Amazing.
ladies.
No, I
I don't know personally, and maybe it's because all my friends hid their copies of the album or something whenever I came over because they didn't want to be outed
yeah.
as fans of. But every lady that I knew, every woman that I knew, young or old, at that point in time, probably had a copy of that record.
Yeah.
But
Well-
not a lot of men that I know,
I mean,
or boys, or whatever.
he was the only one I admitted it to. I wouldn't have meant to anybody else. Give it a-
So then I must have been there. AJ's coming over. Shit, hide Jagged Little
Hide-
Pill.
hide
Jagged Little Pill.
Bring out the Slayer and the Metallica. Hide the Jagged Little Pill.
You don't got any Slayer
Don't leave it
Metallica.
out.
Okay, get some Stone Temple Pilots. I don't care. Get something. Anything at all.
Just hide it.
I could be wrong, and audience, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the first #1 selling album by a female, like ever. I think I could be wrong.
worldwide, I doubt it.
Take a look at
Maybe
that.
Canadian, but
No,
Possibly.
I'm telling you, that album was
I
way
don't know. I
bigger
wanna-
than you give it credit for.
I want to say that like fucking Dolly Parton sold more records than her.
disagree. I don't think that's true. I'm telling you, that album was a freaking anomaly.
well, the album is amazing. I'm not trying to
Oh,
knock
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm on the other side where, hey, I had it, I loved it,
Here's
the
the thing.
CD, but yeah,
I'm not saying that's like I'm blowing smoke up my ass. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I've read this somewhere that it was like usually so. Maybe I was high. I don't know.
No,
I'm just like, now, the crazy thing was, I agree. After that, like, there's a couple good songs on for a second album, but I was like,
no, Jagged Little Pill. Then
But-
after that, for me,
Then she did like an acoustic version of Jagged Little Pill, like the whole
Oh,
thing.
nice.
And that album I listen to regularly. It's a really great
nice.
kind of taken down version.
It's
of
a
it.
bop, as the kids would say.
It's a wonderful romp, if you will. And now you got me intrigued. I definitely want to hear her new album because I have not. And
Smiling, I think is what it's called.
okay, I'll probably give that a listen to tonight. And some sad news because of the pandemic. So she's trying to tour for their anniversary, Jagged Little Pill, and that was supposed to happen last year. Obviously, we were all locked inside, couldn't go anywhere. So she's putting up the tour dates to do it again. Guess where she's not playing?
London.
In Canada, at all.
I'm noticing that personally.
Yeah.
Right now she's not.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll work itself
It's-
out later.
it's-
Right? I mean, why wouldn't she want to be in a Canadian?
I'm pretty sure it has to do with border hopping,
Oh, it's
going
1,000%.
back and forth, right? Because Foo Fighters have a dozen, if not more, shows in the States and in Europe, but nothing for Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're still full lockdown. Probably didn't want to go through the blurg and the blurg.
Well, my parents they're seeing, I think I mentioned this, they're going to see James Taylor and Bonnie Raitt in September.
Oh, you did mention that. Yeah, you did. Yeah, it depends. Who knows? I don't truly know. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
Once the doors open up and time gets put aside, I'm going to Vegas. That's all I know.
Heck yeah, man.
God.
Let's do it.
Vegas.
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 We'll see Elvis impersonators. Have a fun time.
Yeah.
You know what? We didn't do that. We were there. We should definitely do that.
What, be Elvis impersonators?
Yeah, be Elvis impersonators.
Just go and be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
No, you should see
The
the flying Elvises.
Not just we have to do it from that movie. We have to be Elvises like that shit where they rob the casino. Mostly everybody dies.
3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Yes.
That was a phenomenal movie.
Great movie.
Very underrated.
Yes,
underrated.
we got to dress like those Elvises.
I agree.
There you
1,000%.
go.
I love it. You know who I
That was wild.
was a huge fan of? I mean, because of being a Nine Inch Nails fan, and I can't get into him anymore. And not because of recent events. It just so happens that whatever. Marilyn Manson. And I used to be.
I haven't been able to get into him since Antichrist Superstar.
Yeah, but even that album, I tried to listen to it. I don't know, maybe a month or so back. Couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't resonate with me.
It doesn't
anymore.
work anymore, eh?
Yeah.
His whole shtick is pretty.
It's old.
passe,
It's like
but-
ICP for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you that for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Except for homies. Homies will always.
No. But again,
life.
so for me, it's like it was brought up. The songs from back in that day, "Homies" being one of the big ones for me, for us.
Yeah.
But those classic albums, classic for ICP shit.
The Shangri-La.
Well,
wow.
you've gotten old.
I know the Grand Lincoln.
Like I love those, but yeah, they're still recording out there,
Yeah.
and yeah. In fact, what's funny is they're in some movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but on Netflix, where they're actually doing a concert, and they go and stop the show to find a kid in the crowd. I have to go look it up. I watched it with my son the other day. It was funny.
That's fun.
The only ICP song I actually know is, I don't even know if it's the name of the song, but it's Dating Game.
Oh
Show.
Yeah.
Classic.
I just think because it's funny though.
It is funny.
I thought it was humorous.
It was kind of ICP's bread and butter, is that comedy and
Back in that
dangerous.
day, and then they started mucking with their sounds.
Yeah, I never got
rid of it.
I dated a girl in high school who had an actual, like, she actually subscribed to Columbia House Records.
Oh yeah,
and paid
Gotcha.
for,
That's
like,
amazing.
instead of just getting for the
free.
1 cent and then never
and
talking to never ordering it. No, she actually did the, like, where they'd send her, like,
every month they
the
send
pick
you
of the
something.
month or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's where we both, like, we lived in a small town too, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we discovered Eminem,
wow.
Korn, Deftones,
The old way of discovering music.
Okay, wait. So context.
Coal
for
Chamber,
young people that have
Slipknot.
that have
I
not
remember
been
the
alive
first time I ever heard
Slipknot.
Slipknot, I was like, "This is
on
garbage."
Columbia House. On Columbia
Now I like
House
Slipknot.
Records. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Columbia House records
So
and tapes.
for our tens of viewers out there, what AJ's describing is there was this thing you would do back in the day. Columbia House Records would, you basically pay a penny and then X amount of dollars per month moving forward, and they then send you CDs so you could discover music you like or discover music you don't.
And
No.
you didn't have to pay per month. You just had to buy like
X amount at the regular price.
for
yeah.
2 years or something. But they'd send you a CD every single month,
Right.
and you could send it back, but you had to remember to send it back.
You got,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, for sure. It's an honor system.
Yeah.
So love your internet. That's all I'm saying. Like, just love the fact that you have the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, Napster.
Different days.
Are you guys fans of the band? I mean, I'm only saying this because I don't think many people know I'm into this type of music. Lake Street Dive,
I'm not aware of it.
I've heard of.
very jazzy kind of big brass sound. It's
nice.
I think they're 5-piece now, but they were 4-piece.
He also owns the Zoot Suit Riot CD and the Cherry Papa Daddies.
I used to own it.
Big,
no joke.
big bad voodoo daddy.
I
Nice.
cannot
Yeah.
hate on. I know a lot of people aren't fans of ska, but I mean, growing up with Tony Hawk and loving that brass music, I didn't hate it. I thought it was good stuff.
The
Yeah.
one that sticks in my head is Superman by
Yeah.
Goldfinger.
I was listening to it on the other day.
Yeah.
That was great.
Was never a huge fan of ska. I did dig the Real Big Fish's version of Take On Me, though, from Basketball.
Yeah, that's a good track. Yeah.
But maybe that was just because of basketball.
maybe.
Yeah,
Because
that probably
the
helps.
two memories kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Aha. I
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
it's
Aha
great.
version. I mean, has anybody else ever heard another Aha song? Can you name one?
Nope.
If I've heard, I can't name it. That's for sure.
But no, I love that tune. I remember
it's
that
for
being
sure.
one of the first music videos I think I ever saw on
Oh, nice.
Video Hits on
Yeah.
CBC.
Oh,
with,
nice.
with
Oh, wow.
Dan Gallagher.
Wow.
Wow.
Shout out to Dan fucking Gallagher. I wonder if he's even alive.
Oh God, I don't know.
I don't even know. That's amazing.
I hope so after we make comments like
I
this.
I know. Keep up the good work, Dan Gallagher, if you are alive.
And the lady who did the before her, who was it? Samantha Fox or something?
Isn't she an artist?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the same name, different person.
Okay.
Somebody Fox, Janet, Sally.
I do not know.
Sally Fox.
I don't know.
No, do not know.
This is
Give all the
going back
girls named Fox you know. Just go ahead.
Michelle J.
Michelle. Oh,
Michelle
yeah.
K.
That would be a Michael J. Fox.
But he's Canadian, isn't he? Isn't it a French Michael? So Michelle?
Yeah.
Isn't it a French Michael?
I don't think he's French, but I might be wrong. Who knows?
He's from Vancouver? Is he from BC?
I think so.
Again, do not know. Yeah.
Out west somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've never heard of.
I recommend if you like that. They're very loungy, very cool, very very interesting sound. Their cover of "Want You Back" by the Jackson 5 is maybe my favorite of all time.
Nice.
It's just super smooth and easy. They got this one song called "Goes Down Smooth," and the whole thing is basically an analogy of how good your friends are,
Nice.
and it's all about. No, we're friends because you go down smooth.
Yeah.
And it's just a awesome.
Oh, I see. The thing is, I love jazz. I even love listening to classical things like that. But whenever I'm listening to it, I'll just turn it on the, I'm subscribed to the music properly. I actually do.
Yeah,
Google
me
Music.
too. Yeah, we
everybody
pay
does.
for our music.
Everybody
subscriptions.
does
Yeah,
nowadays.
we have to now,
Yeah. And so I'll just go to that channel and it just starts randomly playing things.
Nice.
And so that's the challenge I find nowadays. I listen to this great jazz, classical, even new music, rock music, things like that. And I'm like, oh, this sounds good as I'm doing dishes. But I don't make the conscious decision going, I should actually find out who this band is.
So I can help you with that.
Oh, good.
Because I do that happens to me, but I had to figure it out. So where do you listen through your streaming? Is it on your phone?
Generally on my tablet, yeah, I'll hook it to the radio.
Keep it close to you.
To the radio.
Keep it close to you,
do
so
that.
that way you can run to it and be like, okay, what is this?
But
track?
my hands are wet because I'm doing the dishes.
Do you have a Google Home? Just say, hey, Google.
So now we're getting way off topic. We do have a Google Home. The Google Home and I sometimes have great disagreements on things. And so I sometimes unplug the Google Home. That way it can stop listening to me, recording me, all these random stuff.
Of course, yeah, okay.
It's not that I don't like my Google overlords. I want to have the ability to turn it off. That's all.
I hear you.
You can. Isn't there a switch on it? You can turn the
There is,
microphone off?
well, there's no, you can, or maybe, I don't know. It's a Google Home thing. It was a great gift. I'm not knocking it. And we do use it for audio things of this nature.
Sure, yeah.
But it's one of those, I try to talk to it. Hey, Google, go whatever. I won't finish the sentence. I
I was
apologize.
going to say, please don't. Google's going to go
Yeah,
off.
I'm sorry. But I'll try to, about to play, no, that's not what I want.
Yeah.
We use it more for turning lights on and off.
Sure.
And
Nice.
the television.
Those are all fun, yeah.
Yeah, because we have the Chromecasts.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've never gotten into it. And yeah.
I'll tell you somebody who I've been listening to that probably wouldn't come. The new Machine Gun Kelly album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
It's
heard.
not the Hippity Hops.
Well,
Yeah.
is that the one with
Travis
My
Barker?
Bloody Valentine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
That's a
like
great track, actually.
pop punk kind of stuff. Yeah. I don't know if no. Hi. all 15 of you people who might watch this. But yeah, it was, for me, it was kind of unexpected because I'd sort of fallen off the Blink-182 train.
Yeah.
And, I still have respect for Travis Barker as a drummer because he's just a ridiculous drummer. But yeah, I don't know. It caught my ear.
Got it. No?
Yeah.
That's good
Nice.
to listen to. That's
yeah.
cool.
And it's like, went from, the last thing I heard before I heard this record was his diss to Eminem.
Oh, yeah.
Rap Devil.
Yeah. His
And,
diss.
Yeah.
As if it wasn't planned.
It was good.
Oh, it's really
Regardless,
good.
who cares?
Yeah.
It was, but that was like hip hop rap stuff, like hardcore kind of. And then all of a sudden, he's this pink checker wearing feller.
He's dating Megan Fox. What's he gonna do?
Hmm.
He's gonna have to change
Starring
it
a
up somehow.
Transformers movie.
That's what's next. Machine Gun Kelly.
He did do very well in the role of Tommy Lee in that Netflix movie, The Dirt.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think
Oh,
he
yeah,
didn't.
okay.
I didn't even.
Yeah,
It didn't even dawn on me that was him until
I know. I don't know.
way later.
Yeah, I got
Nice.
respect for him. I think he's a good artist, and in terms, and it's good that he's showing his range. That he's not just sticking with the hip hop game. And like I said, that My Bloody Valentine song, like it's a really catchy track. It's a bit morbid, but it's a little bit. It's a love song. It's weird. It's
There's
all,
a few good tunes.
I have to
on
check
there.
that one out.
It's
Yeah,
pretty all right.
There's a few good tracks on there. Yeah.
nice.
I would talk about brass music and such. Because we went to New Orleans, I fell in love with the Rebirth Brass Band. I think I brought it up to you guys before.
You mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
The other day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that. And again, that's other background music you just throw on and just love
While
what
you're
listening to.
Nice.
Yeah. And those Vitamin String Quartets, I think string music is awesome. So if you can find those tributes of other bands, it's a great way.
I listen to people
Yeah.
play guitar all the time. What are you talking about?
That's true. Yeah. But it's cool to see how I'm a big fan of when
It's all about
any
cellos.
project- Yeah, it's
Sorry.
all about cellos.
Jellos.
Jellos.
I eat that shit all the time too.
Yeah. Well played on that one. I'll give you that one.
Fair. I love when people restructure music and you get a different sound, like we're talking about with Hurt being done by different artists.
I went down a totally different path. Say your story
Sure,
first.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, we'll do that in a second. But like when people like I love acoustic music when it's supposed to be heavy rock and then they break it down into their simplistic forms and you get almost a different sound out of it, right? And when the string quartet tributes, that's exactly every song you think you'll go and listen to a string quartet tribute and it will feel different, even though there's that familiarity to it. So I highly recommend those for
My massage therapist has a playlist on her phone that she uses that's all like string quartet-y type versions of popular sons.
Yeah.
That's
That is a big thing.
no vocals or anything
Yeah.
like that, but
that's what I'm talking about.
or
Vitamin String Quartet.
we used to maybe that I have no idea what it is, but we used to download for my kid when he was younger. It's called Rockabye Baby.
Yeah.
It's a series of lullaby albums
Oh, nice.
that are like the songs of Led Zeppelin
Yeah.
and Tool and Nirvana
But as
and
lullabies?
Metallica,
That's great.
but as lullabies, like with that plinkety sort of
Yeah.
toy
There's
piano.
a YouTube guy that goes the other direction for songs. He does them all
yeah?
super heavy metal.
nice.
YouTube. I can't think of his
Okay.
name. But yeah, you name an old 80s track or something, he's done a heavy version of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's fun. That's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's cool.
Better, you were talking about
Good
the
times.
YouTube stuff. The thing that popped in my head is how people on YouTube take all the random songs and mix them together.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you wonder, like, that's pretty cool. And then a lot of times that's like something I made,
Yeah.
which is not a compliment.
Postmodern Jukebox. Ever heard of them? Look them up.
Okay.
YouTube.
YouTube.
They do covers of recent or
Okay.
popular songs or pop music or whatever in
Yeah.
the jazzy sort of style.
Definitely check.
You
that
may
out.
Nice.
appreciate.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
It was fun to see that. When people do different things with the music, right? Because you see that other times, and I don't want to knock on anyone, but like when Weezer came out with their Teal album, which was all covers,
Mm-hmm.
and it was awesome. Like all the songs that they covered were great,
Hmm.
except they were like the exact same versions of the songs you've heard.
Yeah.
Uh,
So like,
You need to style it to a certain
Yeah.
extent. Like, don't get me wrong, there
Do it
is
like
the
Weezer.
ode by trying to do it.
yeah.
Like, again, if we want
Weezer
to...
song.
And this is not the same at all, and I might get in trouble. I'm not trying to start shit, I swear. So we just had the Junos.
Yeah. I didn't watch them. Oh my god, I'm a bad friend.
Well, no, that's okay. They were the standard. They're all the quick. They play all these things.
Sure.
But it had the Tragically Hip with the lead singer being, I forget her name.
Oh no.
It's a simple, like, four-letter. It doesn't matter. Forget her name. And it wasn't that it was bad. It's just Feist. Yes,
Feist.
Feist.
I
That's
don't
it.
know. It must be, yeah, it must
We're
be-
connected. It's good.
She's
Good job.
she's the lady who counts in her songs, right?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But at any rate, it was one of those things where I sat, watched this entire thing, and it was great. It was fun. All those wonderful things. And I'm really thinking, okay, I'm going to enjoy this. It is the hip band, and we're going to have, her going about just trying to do the Odie thing. And I did not dig it.
Can do it, eh?
I felt the same way when they did the Nirvana induction in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they got a whole bunch of different female singers.
St. Vincent was one of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was bad.
Yeah, wasn't
I
it?
wouldn't
thought
say
it was-
this is
I thought
bad.
It was
Yeah.
It wasn't right.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It's not that anybody didn't try. It's not that it sounded fine. It was nothing like that. It's just I don't know. Maybe I was expecting too much.
I think that's it. Like
Yeah.
on all our parts, right? It's like when you're expecting Gord down and you get Feist, you're like,
Yeah, and I'm not knocking Feist
No.
shit. You can beat my ass because I probably deserve it a bit, but it's one of those just, I don't know. And I don't know Feist's really style that well, in all honesty, because I'm expecting somebody, I don't know. I was just,
I feel the same. You're expecting Kurt Cobain and you get Joan Jett.
yeah. It's not that Joan Jett's bad
Just
at
not-
all. Just not
She's
Kurt
just
Cobain.
not in Nirvana.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
And like I love St. Vincent. I think she's amazing. She's a phenomenal artist, but like different for Nirvana.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those, they tried. I would try and would, no, that's not going to happen.
Any of us would. None of us are singers, and we would all try to front for a band if we got the opportunity. Sorry, AJ. I know you do
No,
sing in the shower.
I sing to my shower.
Yeah, you do.
Get it right.
That's true. I love it. Well, music. It's cool to think about how we all have our own identities within music, but how we're all kind of.
Oh, it's all somewhat
All over it.
connection.
Yeah.
We all have guilty pleasures.
Oh yeah, guilty pleasures. Plus the the where you're from, the genre, the age group you're part of. Yeah.
There's one group we haven't talked about. I'm very surprised, being this is your episode. You haven't even brought them up like once yet.
The California Raisins?
No, no, you monkey. No, Aqua.
Oh yeah, I do love Aqua.
I know
out.
you love Aqua.
I'm out.
I know. Get back in here.
I
know
Aqua-
you do. I want to ask you, like, have you? How much there's like? Have they had anything new? Have you? Like,
No,
have you
so they
followed
broke
them,
up.
or they did
And
break
I
up,
don't know
okay.
the details, but yeah, they did separate years and years and years, decades. Fucking I'm old.
Oh.
Did they not just perform at fucking Rock the Park not like a year or two ago?
I don't.
Oh, I don't know actually.
I don't know either.
I swear to God,
If they did, I feel
and
so disappointed.
I'm
Oh, wow.
pretty sure they're back together.
Oh, nice. I should. And I truly don't know, because to me it was always to. And I guess you know what? Somebody mentioned this earlier. It was something I hid when I was younger.
That's true. Yeah.
I didn't want people to know that
Dave's
I
a Barbie
enjoyed
girl.
Oh, he
Barbie
just-
Girl and their other album that came out afterwards with all the. Yeah, it was just it was the right vibe for me. I loved
agree,
it. I
man.
love it
I
still.
can't. I hate it, man. Like that Dr. Jones song was awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really great tracks.
Yeah,
for
they
them,
did
man.
go in.
It was
Yeah.
like a European version of CNC Music Factory.
I like CNC
Where
Music
you'd have
Factory.
where you'd have like the guy to just say like 4 words through the whole song, but it wouldn't be singing; it would just be talking.
I love that
CNC
too.
Music Factory
That's
wouldn't be
pretty great.
rapping; it would just be some dude talking,
Sure.
and then some lady going.
But you're right. I did forget about Aqua. I should have brought them up. My bad.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Or Ace of
That's for
Base.
you.
Are you an Ace of Base fan?
I
too?
do enjoy Ace of Base. Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not bad. They're not-
Again, the first one, the big one album. That's probably the biggest one for myself.
Yeah. Ace of Base is good. They're not as good as Bass is Bass, Canadian equivalent with Funkmobile. But whatever. We're not going to
Yeah,
get into that.
I have no idea that.
What about
Riding
what
in
about
my Funkmobile.
what
going
about
to-
Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock?
Oh my gosh.
Come on!
Whoa. I think I've seen them.
Nice.
Some sort
It
of
takes
thing.
2.
Yeah, didn't they play Rock the Park?
Oh, probably.
Probably. That's probably where I saw them.
Yeah,
Or
I have not.
Bismarcky.
Bismarcky. Jeez. You got what I need.
Oh, now it's stuck in my head.
And I love how these were the days before auto tune, and the guy still goes in the studio and says, "Yeah, that's good. You got what I
Oh,
need."
but that is what makes it good,
That's
actually.
true.
You got to
That's-
give a +1. It is just
Yeah.
a dude, and you know what? I've been fortunate. I've never been hurt in this style, but you could just feel it.
It's the same as like ODB, right? Like Old Dirty
Oh,
Bastard.
fuck
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
was he a good rapper? No, but that was what made him so great.
Yeah.
It's like that
He's just
style.
a fucking This is who I am.
No, what made him so great is the fact that he was backed by Wu-Tang.
That
Yeah,
helped.
But they wouldn't back him if he didn't have some sort of talent, and he became one of the more, popular members. Maybe not.
Who did
because
he
of
have that
music.
intro with?
Marilyn. Mariah Carey, wasn't
Mariah
it?
Carey. You're right. Yeah,
for,
the roller coaster
Always Be
song.
My Baby.
That's it. Yes, and he had that intro,
Or-
which I heard maybe 3-4 times way back in the day, and they never showed it again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it was actually the name song. It's Heartbreaker.
God, I don't.
It doesn't matter. I just
Is it
remember.
the one
No.
where she goes, ooh, ooh, ooh,
No.
and she like screams that
You got the
she
best.
gets up to the levels where only dogs can hear.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
don't know.
She hits that one note that only your cat can.
Full disclosure, I actually like Mariah Carey. She's all right.
Yeah, she's all right.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's not. It's Mariah Carey is one of those ones for me where
So
I'm
this
not
will be
going to
my
turn
last
it off.
podcast with the gentleman.
I don't know if we pay you.
I don't
You come
think
back or
there's
pay,
an,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I don't think there's an artist where I'm turning this shit off. There's sounds I'm not a fan of. Some of the country.
There's a lot of country I'll turn it off.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try to switch
But outside
it.
of that, yeah, I hear you.
But but same can be said for some of the really heavy
Yeah,
metal.
it's true.
I can't do it either.
Oh, I can't do like that Norwegian black metal shit.
Yeah, I don't call it.
I really enjoy Metalocalypse,
Oh yeah.
but I can't say that the songs are my favorite.
Mm.
I laugh at them,
Yeah.
but I know people who actually listen to Death Clock for real.
Like that's their band.
That they
Yeah.
listen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Weird Al
Sure.
in a way, right? It's like it's good in doses, but I don't know if nowadays I don't know if I would actually sit down and listen to a Weird Al record.
A full one?
Oh,
I went to
I just did.
I went to the concert that he did in Toronto a few years ago, and that was basically just to say that I got to see Weird Al. So yeah, I'll sit through a couple hours of that. And he had a symphony with him. It was kind of cool.
That's pretty.
Oh, that
sweet.
is cool. Nice.
yeah.
But I don't know if I could. Maybe if it was an album of originals.
No, go listen.
It's
listen.
the parodies that I think are starting to wear thin
To wear
me.
on you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But you got to go back and listen to Bad Hair Day. You have to. And
That's where I fell off.
what about Hallapalooza?
Yeah,
Hallapalooza.
Well, yeah.
I know. His best was always the Yoda. Yo, my Yoda.
Oh, that's old.
I
yeah.
know, I'm
But
aging
that's
myself.
Good. That's
Yeah.
that's the good stuff.
Yeah,
there.
I'm aging myself with that one. Shit, I love that song.
Maybe he's finally done and he parodied himself.
But if you go back,
If I was Weird Al, Andrew, sorry.
I know.
that would be fun. Actually. But if you go back and you listen to his originals that aren't parodies, far better.
Oh,
I think they're a far better song and a far like. He actually goes so far as like, well, the one that comes to mind is the Good Old Days.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Where his ex-girlfriend like ties him to a chair and shaves off all his hair and knocks him down the stairs, and he finds a poisonous snakes in his underwear drawer, and it's
I don't know if I've
fucking
ever heard this song.
hilarious.
Great song.
It's one of the funniest songs I've ever heard, and the way it's presented is this beautiful love song.
Oh, I have
Is
to
that
listen
You
to
Don't
this.
Love Me Anymore?
Or sorry, Good Old Days is another one. You Don't Love Me Anymore.
Yeah.
And Good Old Days was another one that's kind of along the same lines where you think it's going to be a happy song, but it's just a weird shit.
Yeah,
This
I'll have to
funny,
check
fucked
some of
up
that
shit.
out.
One of my favorite songs. Sorry, you want to?
I was going to say, because the parodies are more of a joke on the song that he's parodying, right? Or the artist,
yeah.
or whatever. So
I hear it.
I don't want to say I'm not creative, but I do that.
Right.
I can do that. I can sit there and listen to the radio and sing a song about cheese to the tune of, Photograph by Nickelback
Sure.
or something like that. But
That is actually a
to
bit impressive.
actually-
I could not.
to actually go and write a humorous song that was of my own
Beat and sound.
Yeah, I think it would be a little more difficult. So that's why I think
No, it might
But
be. I
can
don't
you
know.
that's
write a
why I think I
parody?
respect Weird Al, where I respect him more.
But can you write a parody and play an accordion and make it a polka song? Because like that's what Weird Al can do.
See, now is that a parody though?
That's a
When
good
when
point,
he does those little polka mixes of because
Yeah.
he's actually singing the songs.
I would say they are parodies because they're not the versions they're supposed to be, and he's definitely
Oh, it's a different style. I don't know if I call
But
it a
it's-
parody. It's a style.
It would be
Semantics.
like your string band or something like that, or that
could be a tribute of some sort, a polka tribute.
I'm sure you guys have. Yeah, that's what it. Cause you
Would
guys
be
have
that.
heard of what's it? Apocalyptica.
Yeah,
The four guys with cellos, and they started off
yeah.
playing like
Right.
Metallica and shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That to me, that'd just be a cover. That wouldn't be a parody.
Fair. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Whereas when you start making fun of, like, let's say, Pretty Fly for a White Guy,
Right.
that's a parody.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you saying, like, one of my favorite songs is The Night Santa Went Crazy, which is a complete original, and it's the same thing. It's supposed to start off as like happy
Or Christmas at Ground Zero.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
like that.
come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm sick of all of his stuff now, just because I don't like hear it all the time.
I haven't
on,
heard
you
one
know?
in a while, though, I have to admit.
But I agree with you. It'd be cool if he just did originals. You know, that'd be neat to see. But credit to him. They don't get any of their, when they do parodies, they don't get any of the assets from the band. Like, they recreate all the music on
They
their own.
re-record everything. Yeah.
They get permission, though.
His
Oh,
ba-
yeah, they
yeah,
get
yeah,
permission.
His
Yeah,
band
yeah.
is phenomenal.
Oh,
Yeah.
they are. But
Yeah.
like, they literally like recreate all the sounds from scratch.
Oh,
Like, they
that
figure
is-
it out.
yeah,
Which is
Mhm.
awesome. You know,
Yeah.
it's cool. Neat. Yeah, I hear you though.
If I was a popular musician or a famous musician and Weird Al called me, that would to me be probably the pinnacle of fame.
it's that or being parodied in Saturday Night Live. Like, those two things.
Right?
I can,
Yeah.
Gotcha,
I can,
gotcha.
yeah, I can. that
Anybody
happen.
who said no to Weird Al.
Yeah,
silly.
there supposedly is
Silly.
one. I don't know whom, though.
Yeah. Well, there's Coolio. Apparently didn't.
Eminem might have said no.
I'd be surprised.
Why?
Like, I'm surprised Kurt Cobain said yes.
Why? Kurt had a sense of humor.
Because
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain. Well, yeah, that's true though.
yeah.
I just feel like that kind of artist holds their material so
Yeah.
close to their
Mm.
chest that. But I think a lot of people found out about Nirvana because of that song.
Probably right.
Because of
Yeah,
that
it's
parody.
possible.
Yeah, you're probably
I
right.
Because that was
Didn't,
quite a
but-
popular parody.
Yeah, it was
At the
popular.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really popular. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Coolio was one of them. Yeah. Well, gentlemen,
Mhm.
is there more we'd like to speak to on music since we've been here for however long?
Music is wonderful,
It is.
The
It
best.
is true.
regardless, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even new pop songs nowadays that I listen to. There's this one young lady that's just come out. Olivia Rodrigo is her name. She's a Disney Channel kind of thing, but now she's broken away from that. and
Gotcha,
doing her own.
gotcha.
She's got this one song called "Good for You." It's literally 3 minutes long, and it's catchy.
Nice.
It's
There
a
you
good
go.
tune.
Yeah.
It's a good tune. I don't know if I'd go out and purchase the record, mind you, or listen
But-
to the whole record
but-
on
Gotcha.
Spotify.
But a Spotify song or two here and there is not.
Yeah.
Nice.
I hear.
That
it.
is good.
I think
Yeah.
that's yeah. There's lots of, like, music. That's what is the best thing about it. There's so much, and there's so much that speaks to us on every different facet. I think that's why we love music, right? And
Yeah.
for you out there, let us know what songs or bands that we talked about or that you're interested in or not interested in, and just kind of keep the conversation going with us in our comment section. Let's just talk about music
You can find us on the YouTubes. You can find us
Yeah.
on Facebooks,
on Podbean,
Instagram,
Twitter,
Spotify.
all of the places.
Spotify.
No, on
Nice.
Spotify, yeah.
The fuck's
shit.
a Twitter?
What up? What the fuck is
Do
Spotify?
we have a Discord? I don't know if we have a Discord.
No, but that's coming. That's coming. We'll do a Discord.
You can
And maybe,
find you can
I'll
find
get my
Dave on his
daughter to-
OnlyFans.
and maybe
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we'll do is we'll do some live Discords with fans, tons of fans. They can.
I'll get my
they can-
daughter to set it up.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Chris can be found on www.pornhub /
It's not under my name, Chris. Like, what are you crazy? Like, don't get that. Because then I'll have to get an
It's under-
OnlyFans account
It's
to keep
under,
it out.
it's under the Great Harvey.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. What are you doing, man? You blowing up my spot here.
Yeah. I'd like to point out my account is under Sure Gold because it sure is.
I love gold. Did you have an
Oh my
unfortunate
God.
smelting accident?
What? It's bent up. Oh, fuck. We got to end this
We
now.
got it.
Shit.
All right. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up here. So yes, please share with us your musical thoughts on bands or songs or ideas and genres that you're into, not into, feeling it. We want to know about that. And if you're out there and you're feeling, how are you feeling inside your own head? We just want to let you know you matter to us, to those around you. If you have to have a conversation, please do yourself a favor and speak up. And until next time, I just want to say thanks so much for getting sarcastically distracted with us. As always, my name is Harvey.
Dave Shergold.
Skinnamarink dinky
Oh,
dink. I'm AJ.
Nicely done.
10 points if you can guess where that's from. Until next Wednesday, thanks for getting distracted with us. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye now.
Take care, all.